Hey class, good afternoon. So we picked up our bell work of the poem Because I Could Not Stop for Death by Emily Dickinson, okay? Continuing our poetry unit, okay? And also continuing to look at Emily Dickinson. Personally, this is my favorite poem by her. Okay, we've read a lot, but I think this one's really cool, and then we're going to do a poetry analysis of this, okay? But your bell work was just going over some previously learned definitions, especially with figurative language, talking about themes, and stuff like that. Okay, so going over it, who can define personification? AJ, what's personification?
Giving human-like qualities and stuff that isn't supposed to do that.
Yes, okay, giving human-like characteristics, qualities to non-human objects, okay, like a tree, okay, or the sky, okay, very good. Can someone read me the line where personification is used in this poem? Preston.
She's talking about death, and she said, "He kindly stopped for me."
He kindly stopped for me, very good, okay, she's referring to death as a person, okay, giving death a characteristic that we know is human. Okay, very good. So how does her interaction with death differ from other literature, movies, and music?
Other entertainment portrayed death as this scary thing that we should always be afraid of, but she kind of portrays it as we shouldn't be scared of it and just kind of live your life.
Very, very good. Okay, death in plays or movies or books, okay, they look at death as a scary bad thing. Okay, Dickinson in this poem describes it as something that we shouldn't be afraid of, that we shouldn't live our life afraid to die. Okay, very good, Preston, thank you. Okay, based on the text, what's the mood of this poem?
Calming.
Calming, good. What else, AJ?
Inspired.
Inspiring, very good. Bella?
Peaceful.
Peaceful. Jenna?
Hopeful.
Hopeful. Okay, all great words to describe the mood of this poem. Very good. Okay, based on the text, what do you think the theme is? Yeah, Bella?
Accepting death.
Accepting death. Okay, what else?
Live your life to the fullest.
Live your life to the fullest. Very good. Anybody on this side? Kinley?
Live fast, take risks.
Live fast, take risks. That's your life motto, isn't it?
It sure is.
Okay, very good. Okay, what about alliteration? What's the definition of alliteration?
When multiple words in a sentence start with the same letter.
Okay, good. So not only is it starting with the same letter, okay, what else is it?
It sounds the same.
The sound. Okay, alliteration is the letter and or the sound. Okay, very, very good on that. So what are some examples of alliteration from this, okay? I've got one person tell me one line, another person tell me another.
Setting sun.
Setting sun. Very good. What else? Hermione.
Gazing grain.
Gazing grain. Very good. Does anyone else see one?
Could the one from only gossamer gown?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, gossamer and gown. Okay, what about tippet and tool? Yeah. Okay, yeah, Bella.
This is horse's legs.
Horses' heads. Yes, very good. Okay, so alliteration has several purposes in literature. Okay? Often it is to use to set the mood, provide a rhythm, emphasize a group of words, okay, or even evoke emotion. In this poem, what do you believe the purpose of the alliteration is?
Set the mood or paint pictures of the reader's mind.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, what do we call that? What is painting pictures in our mind?
Depiction.
Imagery. Depiction, yeah, okay, but imagery, okay, making the words paint a picture in our head. Okay, very good. I really like that use of words that we've talked about before. Very good. Anyone else? Okay, all good. Okay, awesome. Okay, I really appreciate y'all's hard work on that. So, I'm now going to hand you a packet. Okay? In this packet, on the first page, it is Because I Could Not Stop for Death by Emily Dickinson. Okay, and then we'll look over the next 2 pages here in just a second with our activity. Okay, everyone good? Okay, so now we are going to go over it, okay, line for line. That's why there's all this space over here. Okay, we're going to take some notes and look at how we're going to analyze this poem. Okay? So, because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. We slowly drove, he knew no haste, and I had to put away my labor and my leisure too for his civility. We passed the school where children strove at recess in the ring. We passed the fields of grazing grain. We passed the setting sun, or rather, he passed us. The dews drew, quivering and chill, for only gossamer my gown, my tippet my only tool. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was sacredly visible, the cornice in the ground. Since then, 'tis centuries, and yet feels shorter than the day. I first surmised the horse's head were toward eternity. Okay, so we just read that. Okay, now we're going to look into it stanza by stanza. Okay, because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. Okay, looking at the rhyme pattern. Okay, we have A, B, C, B. Okay, what does that mean?
And so you said it was something, but I can't remember what it's called.
Okay.
I just had that. I forget.
It's okay. So look at the B's. Okay, what rhymes? Me and immortality. Okay, so it's A, B, C, B. So do A and C rhyme? No. Okay, so it's A, B, C, B. Okay, we're looking at those rhyming words. Okay, we talked about this a little bit. Death is personified. Okay, the word is capitalized. Okay, that means it could be a name. And the author refers to death in pronouns. Okay, so we're looking at he. Okay, that's the pronoun for death. Okay, that's the pronoun for death. Okay, immortality is also personified. Okay, why is that?
Because just like death, death is immortal. Like, you can't really get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So think about we're talking about death. Okay. He kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves. So who is ourselves? The narrator and who? And death. Okay, the narrator and death. And immortality. Again, with the capitalized letter, okay, we are personifying immortality just like we are for death. Okay? Thumbs up if you understand that. Yep. Okay, very good. Does anyone else need a few more seconds to write this down? Are we good? Awesome. Okay, so each line in the poem has a number. Okay, do y'all agree with that? Yeah, okay. That's why we say line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, so and so. Okay? So lines 3 and 4, lines 3 and 4 create imagery of 3 people. Okay, again, we just talked about that. The speaker, okay, or the narrator, death and immortality in a horse-drawn carriage. Okay, is everybody good with that? Okay, she is personifying death and immortality, just like she was saying John or Mary. Okay, she's giving them human characteristics. The word kindly is ironic because death stopping for someone doesn't seem kind. Okay, what type of irony would that be?
What do you say?
Situational. Situational. Very good. Okay, we're based on the situation. Okay, so if death stops for you, that means what?
You're about to die.
About to die. Okay, the black shadow of darkness, that's death, comes to you, okay, stops for you, okay, you're about to die. He kindly stopped for me. Okay, like we said in our bell work, in our time, movies, plays, books, TV shows, everyone interprets death as such a bad thing. Okay? She is not. Okay? Death kindly stopped for me. Okay? Death has come to take the speaker away. Okay? Just talked about that. Death has come to take the speaker away. So, we slowly drove, he knew no haste. And I had to put away my labor and my leisure too for his civility. Okay? The drive symbolizes the speaker leaving her life behind. Okay, so now we know when her and Death get in the carriage, get in the horse-drawn carriage, she is passing on her life. Okay, she is leaving this life that she knows. Okay, haste means to hurry. Okay, I want you to underline haste and write hurry next to it. Okay, that's a pretty solid vocabulary word that you can use in your writing. Okay, like we talked about this before, and you know this, labor means to work, leisure means fun. Okay, so my work and my fun too. Okay, we can replace those words. So again, I want you to underline labor, write work beside it, underline leisure, write fun. Okay, and then civil means to be nice. Okay, we know this. Okay, if I'm civil with someone, if I'm civil with Lily, okay, Lily and I are nice to each other. Okay, we work civilly. Okay, which is exactly what that's talking about there. So the speaker describes Death as a man who is kind, slow, and civil. Okay, arriving in a carriage. He is not frightening. This creates the image of like a romantic date with Death. Okay, remember way back when Emily Dickinson was alive. Okay, he didn't come. Her date didn't come in an F-150 and open the door for her. Okay, he would come to get her in a horse and carriage. Okay, so we can think about that. We know that some of the themes from Dickinson's poems are what?
Like kind of like frightened and weird about things. I don't really know what it was. She's like.
Yeah, okay, remember? So where did she love to be? At home in what?
Her room.
Okay, what else? Nature. She loved to be in nature, and she also loved what? Love. Love. Okay? So the two themes we can kind of take away from Dickinson's poems, most of them, not all of them, most of them, either going to have a theme revolving around love or around nature. Okay? So, getting this image of a romantic date with death is not something very far-fetched. Okay, that's something that is very likely to happen when talking about Emily Dickinson. Okay, does everyone understand the imagery? Okay, you're painting the picture in your head of what's going on right now? Yep, you should be following along on your paper. Okay, so the slow pace of the drive could represent what?
So life.
A slow death. A slow death. Okay? So, the speaker is saying that before death, she had already stopped working and was enjoying her life. Okay? A slow death and the fact that she has no longer worked and had fun leads to an inference about her cause of death. What could that be? Remember, how did we say that she died?
Kidney failure.
Kidney failure, heart failure, some kind of organ failure. Okay? What type of things make your organs go into failure?
Food.
It could be.
Don't overthink it.
Sorry. It could be like just
Many different things. Okay, what about like, it says that she was having fun, having too much fun. Think about that.
That's still a handful of.
Alcohol. Yeah.
She had the alcohol.
Yeah.
That makes your kidneys shut down.
Yeah, to make your kidneys or liver. Okay? Anything like that. We're not in health science. You can go ask Mr. Embry about all those lovely questions. Okay? But, again, so she's making an inference, which is a
Yes.
guess.
Estimated.
Yeah, estimate guess. Okay? About her cause of death. Okay? So we can assume and think that maybe she had a little too much fun. Okay? And that could cause her to die. Okay, so the word past is repeated, okay, 3 times. This is a hint to the speaker, okay, the narrator is passing away. Okay, I want you to underline past. Okay, past, past, past. Okay, remember we talked about alliteration being the same letter, same sound. It can also be the same word put in different sentences. Okay, we passed the school, we passed the fields, we passed the setting sun. Okay, she is really reiterating that her and death have passed all these different places. Okay, also the alliteration of the letters S, R, G, and S again. Okay, so S, so school, strode, recess, ring, okay? Grazing, grain. I think we had someone say that earlier. Okay, and setting sun. Yes, Olivia?
Could she be, like, referring to, like, light flashing before your eyes?
Yeah. No, that's a really, really good, like, thought right there. Yeah. Okay, her life has flashed before her eyes. Okay? Past the school. Maybe she used to work there. Maybe she used to go to that school. Okay? Recess and fields of grain, the setting sun, okay? All these things are memories that she might have.
Like
Reminiscing. Kind of like a nice montage. Okay? Okay, but very good on that. Okay, so the fields of grain. Okay, what do we know that crops do?
They grow grain.
They grow. Okay, and then what does the sun do? Sets. Okay, so the fields of grain represent life, because you're growing, and the setting sun can represent death, because it's going down. It's going down. Okay, the first few times I had read this, I never thought about this. Okay, the grain and the setting sun. Okay, but she's just giving more images, okay, more imagery in our head to show life and death. Okay, and when we think of a setting sun, what do we think of? It's what?
Day is
Okay, the day ending, the colors, they're pretty.
It's cold.
But now it's turning dark.
Okay, but then it's turning dark. Okay, it's cold.
Yeah, it gets cold at nighttime.
Not in the summer.
In Ohio it does.
Ugh. Okay, or rather, he passed us. The dews drew, quivering and chill. For only gossamer, my gown, my tippet, only tulle. So we see this capital D. What does that mean?
She's still personifying that.
Still personifying things.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I thought it said that.
No, yeah, you're good. Okay, who you think of dew, on the grass, okay, early in the morning or during the night, okay? The dews drew, okay, some more personification, just like Preston said. Quivering and chill, okay? If something's chilly, it's what?
Cold.
Cold, okay? Which is often symbolic of death, okay? Whenever you're dead, you're cold to the touch. And blue. Okay? So tulle is a material used for like wedding veils. Okay, it's like the really it's very thin, like mesh looking material. Okay? So gossamer, okay, means a cobweb. Okay? A gossamer gown brings forth the imagery of a wedding dress or a burial-like gown, a burial outfit. Okay? For only gossamer, so for only spider webs, my gown. My tippet, only tulle. Okay, so whenever we break it down and look at the actual meaning of stuff, okay, it makes a lot more sense. She's literally saying that her wedding dress is made of what?
Cobwebs?
Cobwebs. Yeah. Okay, so again, homeboy Death comes and picks her up in the carriage. Okay, they go, they're having a date. Okay, they're passing by all these things. They're getting married, okay, but her gown is only made of cobwebs. Okay, is everyone following me? Everyone good?
Yeah.
Okay, we passed the school where children strove. At recess, in the ring, we passed the fields of grazing. We passed the setting sun, okay? Just remember, this is excellent use of imagery. Okay, excellent use of imagery. Okay? So, we paused before a house that seemed, I don't know where it seemed went. What is that? Oh, I guess it is just seemed. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice but a mound. Okay? The house is a metaphor for the grave. House is a metaphor for the grave, okay? Remember, especially in Emily Dickinson's case, she loved to be where?
At home.
At home. Okay? So we're thinking about it as a grave, okay, where this narrator is going. That's like their forever home. Okay? That's like where they're going to be
The rest of the
for the rest of the time. Okay, by the way, a 4-line stanza is called a quatrain. Okay? Every one of these have what?
4 lines.
4 lines. Okay, so this poem is written in a
Quatrain.
quatrain. Okay, very good. Since then, 'tis centuries, and yet each feels shorter than the day I first submersed the horse's head where toward eternity. Okay? Personifying idea of the point of creating a personified character is called an anthropomorphism. Blah. Tough word. Okay? So, personifying an idea to the point of creating a character. Okay, so remember she created death, which is an idea, as a character. Okay? With this line, we see that the speaker has been dead for many centuries. Okay? And yet each feels shorter than the day I first surmised the horses' heads were towards eternity. Okay? Surmise means guess. Okay? And we also see the alliteration of the H's. Okay? We had someone say that earlier, give that example. Okay? This poem is written in past tense until suddenly the word feels shows up. The other stanzas were about when the speaker died, and this last stanza is about her in present time, okay, or the afterlife. Okay, so that's called the what? The shift. Yes, the shift. Okay, we're shifting from past tense to present tense. Okay, she said, we saw the setting sun, and now it's feels. Okay, feels shorter, not felt, feels. Okay, so that's where our shift is. So the speaker has accepted her death and is speaking to us from beyond the grave. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you all a little time for a think break. Okay? So what we're going to do here in that is I would like y'all to go and underline or circle, okay, whatever you want to do, underline or circle all of the past tense verbs and see how many past tense verbs you can find before we get to our present tense verb. Okay? So we're going to go for about 5 minutes on that, okay?